We're here today with Jeremy and a Sun Traditional to show you how to install the extra long seat post and back support kit. You might need this if you're an extra tall person, you have a long inseam and you want to raise the seat up higher than the regular seat post. In order to do this, you may need a couple of tools: a 14mm wrench, a 13mm wrench, and 11/16 or 17mm wrench would be ideal for doing it quick. At home, you may have only an adjustable wrench, and that should be enough. Sometimes it can be handy to have a second adjustable wrench and 13mm wrench for doing the seat post binder bolt. For the detailed adjustments for getting your seat height right, we have a separate video that you can visit. So we'll go through this pretty quick. Basically, we're going to unscrew the seat post binder here. We're going to get it very loose. And we're going to loosen everything up and remove the old parts and put in the new parts. Jeremy's undoing the lower supports for the back support area, and he's removing the nut entirely on both sides, and that will let you remove the back support from the frame. Once he's got those completely off, he can pop the back supports off of those carriage bolts, and he'll be ready to remove the seat from the seat post. Once he's got everything up, he's flipping it over so he can see better, and then he's going to remove the P-clamps from the seat, and he's going to remove the seat post from the seat post top clamp. These P-clamps here, he's got his 14mm wrench, and he's going to undo the nut completely, and that will let you lift the P-clamps out of the studs on the seat. And you'll need to take those P-clamps off to put them on the new back support. So you can see he's sliding the P-clamps down so he can reuse them on the new back support. If they're a wee bit tight, you can kind of spring them open sometimes using your fingers or a screwdriver carefully. You can see how they're a little tight to remove. Jeremy's going to try to spread it open with the wrench because he doesn't have a screwdriver handy. So these P-clamps will have to slip off, and they'll slip onto the new back support. While he's doing that, we're going to look at the back support, which is this piece here. This is the extra long back support that we'll put in place of the original. The idea here is to spread open the clamp slightly so that it can slide off easier. So once we've got it spread open, it'll slip onto the new back support a little easier. And again, you may need to spread it slightly as you push it down. Note the orientation he's got it on here so that they're both going the same way, so that when we put them on the seat, the flat end, not the shaped end, the flat end will fit into the seat. So they're both turned the same way. We can push them tight over the studs on the seat, and then we'll be able to thread the nuts back on. We're going to leave them fairly loose so that we can get everything adjusted, but we need to put them on far enough that they'll stay in place while we work. Now that we've got the back support mostly reassembled, we're going to undo the top clamp for the seat in a second. On this one, we'll be loosening the nut just enough to allow us to remove the seat from the clamp. If we loosen it too much, the clamp can get kind of out of hand. It can slip and turn around. We'll slide the new post in, and we'll be able to tighten the clamp up slightly. And again, we'll leave it a little bit loose so that we can readjust the angle of the seat to the new height when we put it in. And for details on that adjustment, we'll take a look at the other video if needed. We flip the seat back over. You can see that the post will slip in to the frame, and then the back support pieces will connect to the carriage bolts on the back. Starting out with the seat post pretty high here because we've got a very tall rider we're setting it up for. And once we've got everything on kind of finger tight, we can adjust the angle of the seat before we start tightening everything up. You notice how we're kind of leveling the seat out. And then we'll be able to just tighten everything back up and take it for a test ride and do some fine adjustments later now that we've got the new kit in. So as we tighten everything up, the new extra tall seat looks about like that.